Local investigators could require overseas help as they investigate what looks like burnt human remains in the heights of Mahaut. A bomb threat brought Thursday's court proceedings to a screeching halt and government to make Botanical Gardens a Wi-Fi zone. I am Lourianne Graham Carter with the Channel 5 News. Details coming up.
This is freedom, this is life, happiness is all I'm seeking. Carpe diem, I'm seizing every day, not just the weekend. Here's to all the good times that
when you can afford what you crave, life just gets so good.
I'm so alive and I'm feeling good, so good, so good, so good. Hey,
KFC, so good for everyone.
The right room temperature is essential for a good night's sleep, and your broken AC unit is making matters worse. You toss and turn all night and fanning is not the answer. It's time to end your nightmare. Come to Tong Refrigeration Center at Foncollet, where we meet all your air condition needs. Tong Refrigeration Center also provides a range of parts including circuit boards, compressors, capacitors, coil, gas and more. Visit Tong Refrigeration Center at Foncollet today. Now you can sleep in comfort.
Be the best in class this back to school when you shop at Courts. Get tablets from only $399, laptops from as low as $1,649, and desktops starting at only $1,899. Plus, get a free gift with selected purchases. What's more, shop on credit 24 months and over and pay absolutely nothing for 90 days. With the widest range, the best prices, and the world's best brands, Courts has all you need for back to school. Courts, bringing value home.
let's be conscious and beware. The climate is changing everywhere. Let's promote more healthy lands to withstand the change at hand. Grow and plant a tree. Let's restore the forest be a lot more conservative with our farming practices. Keep our environment more clean and green. Put an end to all the polluting. For it is our natural beauty we promoting. Let us be resilience against the hurricanes. Stronger homes in our communities, make a change. Let us be proactive. Bali, rethink, Bali, respond and the coastal pollution. Promote more water conservation. Whoa. Bali, rethink, Bali, respond. Plants around the river banks, sustain the water on the land. Yeah, yeah.
Climate change is real. Our actions do matter. Rally, rethink, respond. A message from the OECS and USAID.
Top in the news, local police will most likely source overseas forensic assistance to identify what appears to be human remains found in the heights of Mahaut. Idona John Baptist visited the scene of police investigations on Thursday and has that story.
When we got on the crime scene, police were still collecting evidence at the home of reggae singer Nelly Starr. It's also our understanding that the house fire happened on the weekend.
We met family with police on the estate, and according to Nelly's sister, Anna Raful, police have found the remains of 2 human bodies, but according to her, the bodies are burnt beyond recognition and cannot yet be identified. She says the Raffle family is still keeping hope alive. Since she had not heard from her sister since Friday, Anna went up to check on her at the home and discovered the house was burnt flat with only the concrete wall standing. The Raffle family does not know of Nelly's whereabouts at this time. Nelly and her companion Trevi Felix lived on the estate. Trevi is seen here in this music video, Rivers of Love, with her. A friend of the couple told us that Trevi had recently produced music and was expected to go off-island to promote it. There are no neighboring houses in the area where they live, which is surrounded by bushes.
To get to the home of Nelly Star, one has to enter through Mahaut and drive along Shimekoe or the Corey's Rest Road. Now, at the point I'm standing is along the Corey's Rest Road. That takes us a 15-minute drive to get up to Nelly Star's home, which is at Corey's Rest Estate.
Police started their investigations on Wednesday afternoon and returned to the crime scene on Thursday morning, where they finished picking up the human remains.
Our position, really, we are carrying out investigations into this matter. The report came in yesterday afternoon, that's Wednesday afternoon. It is true that Nelisa lives in the heights of the Corey Rest Road, or the Corey Rest Road, Shimekoe. But with respect to Nelly, because many people are speculating that she has died, we're not in a position to confirm that, bearing in mind that we are in the early stages or the embryonic stages of the investigations.
Nelly's 3 children are in Jamaica and, according to family, are expected to return to the island next week.
Idona John Baptist reporting for Channel 5 News.
More headline stories: a bomb threat at the magistrate's court forced workers in that area to evacuate to a safe distance until they received the all clear. At approximately 9 o'clock Thursday morning, personnel at the magistrate's court received a call from a John Graham that a bomb would go off in the building at 10 o'clock that same morning.
So we were alerted upstairs to that information, and the police informed everyone to evacuate the building. The police, as you can see, they're there in large force. They came in, the bomb squad came in, we've just combed the lower section of the building. Magistrate Bernard Packett accompanied the police to comb the lower section. So as soon as I'm through talking to you, I'm going with the police upstairs, the bomb squad, to comb the entire top section of the building where we work, the High Court section, to ensure that the building is safe before members of staff move back in.
Assistant Superintendent of Police Claude Weeks on the scene Thursday morning says the police promptly responded after receiving the call. The police cordoned off the area surrounding the magistrate's court.
We have also evacuated people within the precincts of the magistrate's court, and that includes, of course, the High Court, the magistrate's court office, the registry, and the other areas, the Nassif supermarket, the hardware, L.A. Dupini, and the other surrounding areas. We also had to divert traffic, and that is with a view, one, so that we can investigate in such a way so as not to contaminate or dilute the investigations. 2, and very foremost, the protection of life and property.
Staff at the magistrate's court returned to their offices at approximately 11:30 on Thursday morning. On to ICTs now. The Botanical Gardens has long been a venue for cricket, curl in the park, and Dominica's independence celebrations. But it will be soon known for something else.
In the next few weeks, the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology will launch a program to provide wireless internet access in the gardens.
This is being done through the Universal Service Fund, through the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission. This is a major project, and a project that will transform the whole ICT sector within the country by providing the services for citizens at a reduced or no price at all. This is costing us to the tune of over $300,000 over a 3-year period.
This is a significant investment, and the minister says upon completion of the project, he wants Dominicans to use it as a Wi-Fi zone.
Students can do their research here. We know a lot of people traverse the gardens. Those who come there to jog, those who come there for weddings and all activities and events. So it will be fully Wi-Fi, and we will also be looking at some other areas, in particular in some of the rural communities, that we also want to target to make them Wi-Fi zones, all in an effort to ensure that we can bring the service to our citizens, and our citizens can be in tune with technology as we move along to transform Dominica and to ensure that we have internet access all over.
The Botanical Gardens were established when Dominica was still a colony in the British Empire. The Crown government began planning the gardens in 1889 with the goal of encouraging crop diversification and to provide farmers with correctly propagated seedlings. It became known as among the finest botanical gardens in the West Indies by the 1930s.
In education, 180 students have formally completed their studies at the Dominica State College. They received their diplomas on Thursday at the DSC summer commencement ceremony. Valedictorian Deslyn Vidal of Salisbury graduated with first-class honors. She is one of 32 students who graduated with honors. She got the Faculty of Arts and Science Award and the Program Awards for Biology, Chemistry, and Physics.
We have great responsibilities on our shoulders. We have a responsibility to keep and uphold the morals and values of a civilized people. We have a responsibility to look after each other. We have a responsibility to live up to our full potential and to achieve greatness. And last but not least, we have a responsibility to always be grateful to those who have helped us in one way or the other.
Meantime, an award-winning innovator in technology, Dominican-Canadian, Dr. Laurel John Baptist, advised graduates that others' perceptions of them does not have to become their reality.
Aim very high. You can be the next Steve Jobs. Who says you can't? And if somebody tells you you can't, then tell them think again. It is necessary to dream and to dream enormous dreams, but you must match it with massive action.
Dr. John Baptist was awarded Canada's top second female entrepreneur of the year among 3 nominees.
But you must also seek people with similar goals and block out the negative words of people who do not understand your goals. There will be many, so you must get really good at it. Growing up, there was a saying, and I know many of you know this song, never hang your hat where your hand cannot reach. But today, I define hanging your hat as a goal, as your immense goals. So I tell you, hang your hat where your hand cannot reach. Because when you hang that hat, you have to jump, and you never know how far you're going to get.
Other top awards were the Faculty of Applied Arts and Technology Award presented to Andrique Moses, which was sponsored by the Dominica Social Security. Sports Personality of the Year Award went to Zelly Charles. Charles was absent. Director of Student Services accepted the award on her behalf. Club of the Year went to Vibes Are Us. Education Minister Peter St. Jean has said Dominica is at a stage of an education revolution. St. Jean told DSC's graduation ceremony that the management, faculty, students, and graduates of the State College are part of this education revolution.
I want to waste no time to thank you for your invaluable contribution to the success of Dominica State College and the Dominica Education Revolution. The Commonwealth of Dominica is in the midst of an education revolution, and I am standing at ground zero of that revolution. You are at the heart of the education revolution because that is what premier institutions do, start revolutions.
The minister says since DSC's 14th year existence, the number of students attaining associate degrees increased between 2001 and 2011.
The number of students attaining associate degrees rose dramatically by 972% between 2001. Bachelor's degree attainment jumped 130% between 2001 and 2011, in part because in addition to granting near universal access to eligible students, you have imparted onto your students the culture, the habits of lifelong learners. In that way, students graduating from this institution have been able to step into the wider world.
Coming up on the Channel 5 News, Shop Dominica organizers looking for greater participation this year.
Your style, your taste, your look, as individual as you are. Create the room that's all about you with new home furnishings from Quartz. And when you shop today, get a free gift of your choice. Plus, you can make a purchase now and pay absolutely nothing for 90 days. So create the room that's all about you with home furnishings from Quartz, bringing value home.
Outside the Box presents the second annual Mr. Caribbean competition at the Arawak House of Culture on Saturday, August 29, 2015 from 8 p.m. with contestants from Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, Guyana, Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Dominica. Tickets available at Prima Donna and Dons and Divas, only $50. Don't miss it.
I am Junior Thomas, Dominica's representative in the Mr. Caribbean pageant. Greetings to the beautiful people of Dominica on behalf of all the 2015 Mr. Caribbean contestants.
If you love that sound, then pour yourself a Glen Hunter Scotch whiskey and enjoy the taste on the rocks or mixed with your favorite beverage. And because Glen Hunter is priced right, you'll be able to double your pleasure long after the people who don't drink Glen Hunter have to go home with empty pockets and empty-handed. Glen Hunter, a revolution in Scotch whiskey. Astor fans, right place, right price. Right price.
There's a place in Portsmouth that's mellow.
The products and services are just mellow.
Located on Harbour Lane in Portsmouth, next to the St. John's School, it's Milo's Bakery.
Milo's Bakery offers a wide variety of tasty pastries and breads for your satisfaction.
Baked fresh and soft.
So come to Milo's for your tasty pastries.
Open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Saturday and from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays.
Call 445-4044 today.
You and your family need to make the right nutritional choices to get the maximum from life. Milk is the most nutritious beverage for both children and adults. Dutch Lady milk is full of nutrition. It's ideal for everyone in your family. Dutch Lady has protein for essential development and growth, calcium to build strong bones and teeth, and vitamins B2 for energy. Dutch Lady milk will give you maximum nutrition, and you can have it your way. Evaporated, powdered, flavored, straight, with cereal and fruits, it's all good. Dutch Lady milk gives you and your family the nutrition they need at Astafans. Right place, right price.
Executive Director of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce hopes for more businesses to jump on board the Shop Dominica campaign. Shop Dominica 2015 was officially launched on Wednesday at the Fort Young Hotel. Teresa Campbell-Carbon says although they currently have over 20 businesses signed up and excited for next week's event, she believes more people should take action.
Many businesses who say, yes, I'm participating in Shop Dominica, but they have not submitted their registration form and their discounts. So I would really like to encourage businesses out there that if you're interested in coming on board to Shop Dominica, that really we need you to do that as soon as possible. I'd like to see a wide range of businesses participate as well. I would like to see more manufacturers get on board. I would like to see some of the smaller businesses, salons, the boutiques. You know, let's really make that let's make it something for everyone.
Carbon says this year they really encourage businesses outside of the Roseau area to sign up, and so far they have had success.
We have Swirls Frozen Yogurt Cafe, who's already signed on. We have M&R Trading. We have the Happy Store, a cute little boutique in Portsmouth as well, that has signed on. We have the Champs Restaurant and Pizzeria. We have Picard Cottages. So yes, we do have some businesses in Portsmouth. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone in Portsmouth that has signed on to Shop Dominica for this year.
The executive director hopes to bring the number of registered businesses up to the same as the first year, at over 100.
Last year we had just under 40, and I would say we're similar today in terms of the target, in terms of when people actually came on board and registered. So I'm really hoping that we're back to that first year when we had 113 businesses registered for Shop Dominica. That was 2012.
The DAIC has extended the registration date for businesses interested in signing up for Shop Dominica to Friday, August 21. The Ministry of Agriculture is looking forward to seeing a positive response from farmers in response to government's investment in feeder roads across the country.
Cahoom Salisbury Heights is one of the areas where government is currently investing in farm access roads. Director of Agriculture Ricky Brumont was part of a delegation visiting the area on Wednesday to assess the progress of road rehabilitation works there.
We have come on this road several times. We've almost followed the progress on the road because we are in anticipation of good future action on the road. And so the Ministry of Agriculture is poised to react to that eventuality. As Mr. Esprit said, we are not only concerned about the infrastructure development, but the reaction of farmers to the fact that the road is being developed. And so we are very pleased. The Ministry and the division will do some serious intervention on the road with farmers, serious follow-up and action with the farmers, as we've always done. We understand there's a number of farmers from Salisbury into Mahaut, and so we will work with them, certainly. We have already programmed some of the areas of intervention. One key area, though, is to ensure that there are a number of demonstration plots along the road. That would be for tree crops and root crops and other commodities, cocoa and coffee. And so we will really demonstrate, so provide the material for those demonstration plots. So people will continually see, how things are done, through demonstrative action.
And Special Projects Coordinator in the Ministry of Agriculture was part of a team visiting a road rehabilitation project in Cahoom Salisbury Heights on Wednesday.
When you last came there, you saw the effects of the positive impact that the shoulder blading has on the area. And even where we stand, you can see how widened the road has looked after the shoulder blading. And now we're doing the concrete. You saw from your visual inspection that it is very much up to what we expected. It is as thick as we expected. It is as wide as we expected. And then you saw how they prepared the base. So just of my own self that I'm very much satisfied with the quality of the concrete works that has started. It is 2 weeks now ongoing. And I saw they now restocking in terms of bringing the material to mix to create the concrete.
That's news. Another Premier Division trophy for Detroit Blazers. Your sports highlights next.
Australia off to a good start in their final Ashes test at the Oval. Michael Clarke, however, has one more chance to make good on his last test match for Australia. Clarke was dismissed for 15 runs early on to mark his penultimate innings. Chris Rogers, the other man making his way out, had some better fortune with a knock of 43 from 100 balls. Australia ended day one on 287 for 3. Detroit Blazers has raised yet another Premier Division trophy. It was no walk across the court, but 2014 champs defended the title against the same opponents, Fast Cash Prowlers, in a close fourth game encounter Wednesday night on Prowlers' home turf. Prowlers were in good shape to save themselves an early loss in the 5-game series, but too many turnovers cost them the game, turning the three-point lead in the final minutes of the game to a 71-69 three-point loss. Prowlers captain is Fitzgerald Daniel.
For an experienced team like us, we need to know when we have to protect the ball, when we have to make certain passes. And this is what caused us to lose that game tonight. However, I believe we needed more offense in the game at the end. In the fourth quarter, we did not have enough offense. Our three-point shooter was out of the game most of the time. So I believe that was a careless decision by the panel, and it really put us in a tight situation.
Julian Isles Jr. top scored for Prowlers with 13 points, Craig St. Rose 12. Meanwhile, Blazers captain Jeff Jeremy is happy, having led his team to another season win in what he says is his last tournament.
I always say Trafalgar gave us a very good fight, like I say from the starting. But at the end of it, we will win that championship. And just look at it. I tell you, that embarrassed us in Massac there. The only embarrassment to give them, like I say, is to come and take 2 straight at their home. and I decided it's 2 straight we're going to give them at their home. I talk to my players as I reach, and I tell them we're not going back to Masac. No matter under what condition, we're not going back. And hat out to Thomas, Lester, and all them guys. They come out and play big tonight. Big tonight. So thank you from all my fellas, Blazers fellas. Big up to them. And our fans in Masac will come in down. We're going to ask them to play an all-star game in Masac when the game free against old school and team. We're going to ask them to get an all-star team to play against us to celebrate.
Blazers have won a number of championships. How does this one feel compared to all the others that you've won before?
Well, this one feels good because that is my last season this year, like I say. This year is my last year. So I always asking the guys to come out strong and win that championship. When I'm going to retire, I'm going to retire big up. So I retire as of tonight. All of them tell me don't retire, but as of tonight, I think I'm retired. I'm going to finish with that competitive basketball. I'm going to finish with that.
In some more basketball action, Kyrie FM Old School is back in the game after playoff action against Elijah Law Chambers Thunderers on Wednesday. Playing at Trafalgar, the likes of Levi Barron, 16, Chester Later, 12, fired on all cylinders to take home Game 2 against Thunderers. Daniel Ormond, 16, and Kevin Toussaint, 15, searched for holes in the Old School defense, but not much more could be done to avoid the 63-53 verdict. Both teams meet again Saturday at Masac for Game 3. And some of the top ballers from this year's Harlem Football League will go head-to-head in an All-Star game this Friday. Players have been grouped in 2 zones for the All-Star matchup at the Mecca. Fans will have the chance to see the nominees for Most Promising Player, Most Valuable Player, Most Goal Scorer, and Outstanding Footballers take on each other in what is expected to be a grand finish to the league. Kickoff time is 7 p.m.
Danny has strengthened into the first hurricane of the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season. Your weather report is next.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. It was another hot, hazy, and dry day across Dominica, and satellite imagery showed some shallow, low-level clouds which moved across the area. It also showed some convection associated with Hurricane Danny in the Central Atlantic. Danny is the first hurricane of the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season. At 5 p.m., Danny was located near 13.0 degrees north, 45.7 degrees west, or about 1,030 miles east of the Les Antilles. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 80 miles per hour, with movement toward the west-northwest. Some weakening is expected over the next few days due to increased wind shear and dry air across the Les Antilles. On its present track, Danny is expected to pass north of Dominica on Monday as a tropical storm. Today's radar imagery indicated limited shower activity across the island. Tonight's weather is expected to be partly cloudy and hazy with a few scattered showers. And tomorrow, apart from the early morning shower, fair to partly cloudy skies and hazy conditions are expected. Sea conditions tomorrow will be moderate in open water with waves up to 7 feet. And looking ahead, fair to partly cloudy skies with a few scattered showers and hazy conditions can be expected into Saturday. By Sunday, the weather is expected to become increasingly cloudy with scattered showers by late night. And across the Les Antilles tomorrow, fair to partly cloudy skies can be expected across most of the chain with some showers across the extreme southern portion. And on the international scene tomorrow, thunderstorm activity can be expected in New York, Miami, and Caracas, overcast skies in London, and partly cloudy skies in Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:51 a.m. and will set at 6:26 p.m. For further information, visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for joining us this evening. Have a good night.
The headlines again. Local investigators could require overseas help as they investigate what looks like burnt human remains on the heights of Mahaut. A bomb threat brought Thursday's court proceedings to a screeching halt, and government to make Botanical Gardens a Wi-Fi zone. Send your questions and comments to news@marpin2k4.com. On behalf of the production team, I am Lourianne Graham Carter. Thank you for watching.